we are going to be a little bit more lighthearted. The first couple of weeks, we wanted you guys to kind of get an idea of what the Fiery Furnace was going to be about. And, you know, we had a plethora of conversations so far. If you haven't watched them all, please check them out. And I will be uploading.
Go check them out.
Yeah, you got to check them out.
Go to our YouTube channel, YouTube page.
Yeah.
It's up and running.
It is.
Go and check it out. There's a bunch of content on that that we want to share with you all.
Yep. So it's the Ewells, so EWELLS 365. So I have not had an opportunity to upload all of the Fiery Furnace episodes. But the very first one that we did before the new year is on there, and then I'm going to upload the others before like the weekend is through. So check that out. You'll see shorts, you know, videos of us on date nights and stuff of that nature. So keep up with us. But tonight we are going to be a little bit lighthearted. So I hope that maybe when you're watching this, for those of you who are not married, y'all can just guess along and play along with us as we're asking these questions. And for the married couples, or soon to be married, if you're with your spouse, your partner, whatever, grab your partner because we want y'all to play the game along with us, okay?
We're going to take a journey back down memory lane. We're going to see how good our old brains are still working in terms of remembering some things that we've done and some things that we've experienced. So we want to see where we're at. Encourage you all to join in. Ask your mate, if your mate's sitting there watching with you. You guys do the same thing. Ask these questions. You know, a little bit later, we're going to explain to you why, you know, taking a trip down memory lane is oftentimes really important.
Right.
But you know, for right now, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. You know, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane, and we'd like you to come along with us. So
yes. So tonight's episode is called "Never Forget How You Fell in Love." Yes, taking marriage back to the basics.
Have you ever forgotten? You know, have you ever forgotten? You know, I think that anytime that you're in a relationship for a long time, I think it can get clouded. But I think that that's really important. Why you take a trip down memory lane every here and again,
right? And
remember, you know, and have an opportunity to refresh, and go back, and sometimes even do your first works over again. You know, sometimes there's things that you forget that you used to do,
right?
And how they made you feel. And it's important sometimes to go back and remember those things so that you can implement them in your current marriage.
Hey, V.
So, hey, V, how you doing?
So, give me 1 second. I'm pulling the questions up, y'all.
V, are you watching with my brother, or are you watching Dolo with Emily?
Who knows what V doing? She could have snuck...
Ellie,
snuck off somewhere watching, or who knows. Hold on, give me 1 minute, Jeremiah, because he's always on here. I wanted to give him a reminder. I like Jeremiah's feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, but why don't I see?
And we encourage y'all to be interactive. You know what I mean? The fact that you are able to ask questions and we're able to interact with each other, that's what makes doing this really fun. So we encourage you to ask questions. We're going to be trying to keep up in real time. We have a couple of devices that we're looking at. That's Sabrina.
Yeah, hey Beanie Bean.
I missed you, man. I miss Brainy.
I do too.
You know?
Veronica said we watching. Let's go.
Right, okay.
I'm hyped. I'm happy y'all are on here. I'm hyped that y'all are here too. So, all right. So like we said, it's 9:07, so we can kind of get into it. So tonight we're going to try to take it back to the basics a little bit. As we stated a little bit earlier, sometimes when you're in marriage, things get clouded when you begin to, you know, you're married, and then, you know, maybe kids come in, and then, you know, jobs and employment. And then if you're like us with a ministry, then you have ministry, and then life
just starts lifing. And before long, you know what I mean? You're just happy to be surviving.
Yeah.
You know?
But
you know, rather than surviving, I think that God wants us to be able to thrive in our marriage.
Right.
But sometimes we have to go back and remember.
Oh, Dominique and Karen are on. That's from North Carolina. Okay. Hey, family.
Good to see y'all. We'll go back and remember why we did what we did and why we started our union. So that's what we're going to do a little bit. And I actually didn't really take time to really look at the questions like that. Mm-hmm. So I wanted it to be spontaneous. I didn't want it to be manufactured. So as we read these questions, we really encourage you to actually make the same questions. See whose mind still works. See whose gray
Calling y'all old. He said, see whose mind still works.
Didn't compromise their memory much.
Wow. So, okay, so if you're with your partner, remember, we want you guys to ask each other these questions to see if y'all actually remember. But we also want it to be interactive. So chime in by placing, your things, your comments on the feed. And if you're not with your mate, if you're just playing alone, you can guess between me and this guy over here what the answers are, okay? So, again, never forget how you fell in love. Take your marriage back to the basics, okay? So the first question we have tonight is, where did we first meet? So if you're with your mate, where did y'all first meet?
Where did you first meet?
Where did we first meet? I want to see if you remember this. Do you remember how old we were?
I want to say around 16.
I was 15. So you were probably, you're a year older than me, so 16.
I believe that, she was a Milton Hershey kid, and they used to come home periodically.
Yep.
And I think I had a Mike Tyson fight.
Yep.
At my house, at my mom's house in Hummelstown. Yep. And my late cousin Scott, was one of the only people that her friend was allowed to go out with. So Scott brought her, Tori.
And it was
Zeffy.
And I don't remember. I know it was me, Tori, Zeffy, at
definitely.
least.
See, all the Milks wanted to hang out.
Now, see, this is where the story.
All the Milks wanted to hang out.
It's too early to start with the shenanigans. It's always we're telling the story great, right? So wait a minute. Veronica said she met her hand at work. Dominique and Karen said at Grace Temple is where they met.
I know y'all met at Grace Temple. Y'all was always at Grace. So I know y'all had that counseling from Bishop too. We're products of the same counseling from Bishop. Oh my goodness, right?
Donnie said they met at the Brick House.
Okay, that's a restaurant, right?
Is that Brick House?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, so we were at this fight party at his house. Of course, he had to exaggerate and say the Milks always want to hang out with them. I didn't even know.
I saw her cutting eyes at me.
Never cut my eyes at him that night. He tried it.
Cutting eyes at the bull.
Whatever. So I went to this home in Hummelstown. I thought it was a very nice home, and I realized that Donnie said he was doing security. I realized that it was his house, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Everybody laughed. We had an amazing time.
We had a great time.
But it was no love connection.
There was no love connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We didn't necessarily look at each other like that.
We weren't really on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were just really kicking it, having a good time, enjoying each other's company. We were all silly. Yeah. So it's not like, you gotta
watch because
we needed to go,
Right.
So, but I think that was our first.
That was definitely our first encounter.
Our first encounter.
Right. Okay. So, all right. The next question is, who liked who first? Okay. Who liked who first? You liked me first.
Who do y'all think?
Who do y'all think liked who first between him and I? Who liked who first? And in your relationship, tell the truth.
Honestly though, I honestly don't necessarily know if it was who liked who first.
Yo, you know what? I'm not even going to lie. You literally took the words out of my mouth because I was going to say, you know what? I don't know if it was ever yo, she likes you or he likes you.
But then why did you try to say that just a minute ago?
Because I wanted to see what you was going to say.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Honestly,
Veronica said Fontaine liked her first.
You know what I mean?
Okay, Fontaine saw her over there in the little corner. Okay. Let me see. Patrice said, I think he liked you first. Because you know what it is, Patrice.
Well, that's because she's cute, you know what I mean? But, in all truth, I think that it just...
Well, what it was it was a bunch of us, because what happened was a bunch of us were always hanging out. Like even Myron, he goes by Lael now, and Scott, and we would always do these things together. So I think that what started happening was we were just around each other enough that we kind of just kind of started digging each other without even realizing that there was something there. Is that fair?
I think that's okay. Fair. I don't think that one of us necessarily started liking each other,
right?
You know what I mean, or anything like that. I kind of think it just evolved.
I agree.
Out of spending time together, you know, and
I agree with that.
And then she had an opportunity to see me without my shirt on, like, cause she used to be upstairs in my room. So when she would see that, you know what I mean, I know she was smitten. Is that a good
what?
Word? I know she was smitten. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
this
that.
I'm
just saying. I'm just saying, like, when I would be lifting, like pumping in the mirror, I'd be like in my peripheral. You know what I mean?
Why did you just make that up on here? This dude comes with the craziest stuff on live. So let me tell you.
True money.
So Dominique said that Karen liked him first, but she rolled her eyes when he said that. So if she rolled her eyes, and Dominique, you might be telling a little bit of a tale. So we shall see. All right, y'all. Next question. Here we go. All righty. The next question is when did you know that it was love? Oh, Chink said Bianca likes him first. Okay.
The men of freedom is something. The men of freedom, when you catch him, you catch him, you got him, you got him. When he got you, you got him. You know what I mean?
When did we know that it was love?
You want to go first?
You want to try to challenge me first?
No,
okay.
No,
when did I first know that it was love? I actually knew that I loved you on State Street because so early on in our relationship, so I guess we should probably tell like a little bit because they're not going to understand. So early on in our relationship, we were just kind of like we just said, met each other, kind of kicking it or whatever the case may be. Are we doing surface or are we going deep?
What you gotta do, man?
No, I'm asking for real because it can like.
Listen, man. Listen.
Okay.
My story is my story.
Okay. So.
Your story's your story.
Okay, so we were dating each other. So we were never really dating, right? We were friends with, as people call.
Wow.
What? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think. Go ahead. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was saying because it gets. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fire furnace and we're being transparent, but sometimes you want to make sure, everybody's on the same page. So we were seeing each other, but, people call it nowadays friends with benefits. We were friends with benefits. We called each other homie, lover, friends. That was our quote, homie, love. That's my homie, my lover, my friend. And what happened was he met me in a back alley one day and said, do you want to be committed? Like, do you want to be my girlfriend type of thing? And I told him.
Because I had somebody I was seeing.
He had somebody. Did you already start seeing her, or you were going to see her?
No, I already.
You were already seeing her. Okay. So the thing is this: because we were homie lover friends, we were not really like on that type time. He would have girls come over, and although him and I were messing around, he was like my friend. And so when the girls would come over, I would just sit back and rate the girls. Like, now why'd you bring her up in here now? Now, she's not cute. Like, just little immature stuff like that. But, they didn't necessarily know that me and him had that thing because we were just so cool that people thought we were friends, but we were friends with benefits. And then he asked me in the back alleyway, did I want to be his girlfriend? And I told him no. I wasn't ready for a commitment. I kind of liked the idea of just being a homie lover.
Why you laughing? Why you laughing?
I kind of liked the idea of being a homie lover friend. We could kind of do what we wanted to do. And I believe at that age, we were a little bit older by this time, probably 16, 17.
No, I'm older than that now. I'm at State Street now. I'm graduated. So
no, on State Street?
Yeah,
no, I was still in high school when you were.
Nah.
When you were on State Street, I was in my senior year. Yes, and then graduated.
I didn't go to State Street until I graduated.
So I was 17.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so 17. So we were doing this thing.
I want to be clear. When I was in the back alley with her, and I posed the question to her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that she was being prideful, quite frankly.
What?
I think she was being prideful.
How was I being prideful?
I think that she thought that the person that I was with, I was gonna be with, and she didn't.
No. We're gonna tell the truth. I didn't even know about that. No. So listen, y'all gotta understand this. I didn't even know about her.
Yeah, you did.
You introduced me to her after that.
No, sir.
Lamont, I will bet on it.
No, sir.
If I win this bet, what are you gonna do?
No, sir.
If I can prove it and win this bet, I'm gonna take you down memory lane after this.
Okay.
What are you gonna?
If you can prove it, then
I'm going to prove it. So what happened was, again, I was not being prideful, but I saw the amount of women that he was bringing in and out of that house, I was not about to be the girlfriend who was being cheated on because he had, the United Nations.
Listen to me, but
the United Nations.
I think that you knew that I was, you know what I mean?
I
wouldn't have posed the question to you if I wasn't have a
So you mean to tell me you want me to believe that with all the women that you had in and out of that house, that you were going to become my boyfriend and then be faithful?
I would have.
Lamont, stop it. So let me finish the story, y'all. So what happened was
she didn't know she was loved, yo. Even till Dr. Phil. Even till today, she has trouble knowing.
Dr. Phil.
In a way.
Oh, he tried to slide that in there.
She didn't know she was loved.
Okay, so listen, y'all. So what happened was he asked me to be his girlfriend. I said no. We moved on. Well, later on, he comes and brings this other girl that I was like, okay, he's serious about her. I could tell he actually liked her. Beautiful girl. But again, remember, my commitment was with him, not with the girl. I know that it may sound shady now. My thoughts about it now are a little bit different than they would have been then. But I was 17 years old. He was my friend. We had benefits, and he brings this girl. But now I'm starting to feel like, darn, I think that he actually likes this one. So I'm going to just back up. But guess what happens when I try to back up? I find out I'm pregnant.
Oh, wow.
You said we were going to... I asked you.
I didn't know. I didn't know what you
What did you think I said?
Yeah,
should we tell this?
No, our truth is our truth.
Okay,
you know
like,
what I mean?
babe, don't do that.
No,
So,
I'm
I
cool.
end up pregnant. Okay.
We're skipping all over. It's like
no, this is literally.
You know what I mean?
No,
we're
it's really.
all over.
It's not. It's what it is because this is the timeline. So I end up being pregnant. I end up calling him and saying, "Yo, I'm pregnant," and he tells me that he don't want any kids. And I quite honestly, I told him too, I don't want any kids. And so we decided, and this is the mature part of the conversation, where my thoughts, fire, it's saying fire. That's fire. And again, my thoughts about this now, today, the principle that I stand on now is different than what I did then. But we both decided, it's not a good idea to have a baby. And so with that being said, he, dropped off some money, and I had a little bit of my own money, and I went and handled what I handled. But where the story gets crazy is because he didn't come with me, and that caused our friendship to be a little bit like, okay, wait a minute, because this was my homie. Like, again, we're in a situation where he's my friend. You know what I mean?
Mind you,
we're young. We're young. We're young.
We're kids.
We're kids. We're young. We are.
You know what I mean?
But he didn't show up.
I was still looking to play football. I'm playing football. You know what I mean? So I didn't think that I had, I didn't think I had what it took to, be a father now. I tell you, what's crazy is, we have 5 children. But sometimes I think about the fact that, we were really supposed to have 6. And, after that was all said and done, I can remember going through a period of time where I really felt guilty about how I handled the situation as a whole. You know what I mean? Like not letting her, not going with her to have the procedure done. I kind of just was trifling. Like, I kind of was a trifling young man. You know what I mean? And
I wouldn't call you trifling.
I
wouldn't call you trifling.
I just think, I think my heart was never bad. Mm-hmm. But I just think that I was not mature enough to handle it the right way.
Right.
As a result, it caused a rift.
A distance.
A rift between the two of us.
Yeah.
Because while she went and had that done, within that same period of time, I found out that
the girlfriend that he decided to be with is now pregnant. And she didn't go to the clinic. And
not that I didn't ask. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not proud.
I was going to say,
I'm not proud.
No, that's not.
I'm not proud.
Somebody that'll come back to bite us later.
But no, I'm not proud about that.
Right.
But I never wanted her to believe that.
Right.
I chose to have this over this.
Now, mind you,
but that's the way it looked.
It looked like that, right?
It looked like that
because we didn't have an opportunity to do this. Once I saw that she was pregnant, I'm like,
man,
wait a minute. So
I remember you seeing. I remember in the mall.
Yeah, and I looked, and my face was like,
and I just knew. I knew at that point. I was like, man, this is a wrap.
I was just like, yo, this dude, like, what? Now, mind you, again, it wasn't him alone. I did not want a child either. I was very fearful. Like, I do not want a kid. Let's go ahead and do this. But I thought that my friend would have showed up with me, and he didn't. And so it was bitter. So this is where it turns around a little bit, and then we're going to get back to the good questions. Yeah, but it's
a bad question.
No, it's not a bad. It's just the story. But listen, I want y'all to see how God worked this out, though, because this part is going to blow y'all mind. This is years later. I'm at work at Metro Teleconnect, because by then you had gotten locked up. Like shortly after all of this, you got locked up, right? I'm at work. I mean, this is years later. I'm at Metro Teleconnect, and his friend Wendell walks over to me and goes, "Your name's Kiwana?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like how you know me?" He's like, "My friend has been looking for you for years." I'm like, "Who is your friend and who are you?" And he's like, "Nah, for real, my friend Lamont." And I'm like, mind you, there was still feelings of like hurt, like, oh, but then I always loved Lamont. I always did. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And he was like, nah.
And I always loved her. It's just that.
The timing. It was the timing.
Well, I could even go deep. You know what I mean?
Say it.
I don't want to start no trouble. But, I didn't want it to play out the way it played out. Mm-hmm. I just had to kind of go along with it. I had to go along with it. You know what I mean? But
so wait, I'm bringing the story back around though.
Yeah.
So he says that his friend was locked up, and that his friend had been wanting to get in contact with me, and so I'm like, okay. And he's like, "Can I just have your address, please?" I went ahead and just gave him the address. Now, mind you, I didn't hear anything about it, and honestly, y'all, I forgot about it. Next thing you know, I'm opening up the mail, and the person I lived with was dating somebody who was in jail. So when it had my name on it, I said, I hope you didn't tell your boyfriend to give one of his jail friends my information, because I don't do no relationships in jail. I'm not a long distance girl. You got to be in my face.
I'm writing you a
yeah, it ain't happening. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not. I need my man to be home.
And I sealed it with a kiss.
And so I need my man to be home.
And when you write back,
babe, come on. And so I wasn't doing no jail. So I'm reading this letter, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then it says at the end, William A.L. Yule. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Now, this is the trifling part. How was I pregnant by him and I didn't even know his name?
I didn't know her last name either.
Yo.
I didn't know. I didn't know her last name either.
How do you get in a relationship with somebody? You have a whole baby,
but I
and you don't even know their name.
I poured out my heart in this
he was pouring out his heart.
5-page letter, man.
I wish I would have knew from the beginning when I started reading it.
I apologize.
I'm like, I don't know what he's apologizing for.
Well, it was because I
no, remember, I didn't know who you were at first.
Right. Well, I felt a conviction,
right?
So I carried the weight,
right,
of the abortion and thing. I carried that weight. And the more that I came in contact with the God in me, I'm
gonna let you tell that one part, because they got to hear that one part too, about when you asked about. So look. So then I realized A.L. Yule. I'm like, oh, all the time that I thought people was calling him L. Yule, they were saying Al Yule, A.L. Yule. So what? So were they really saying L.U.?
Yeah, they're saying L.U.
Oh, so the A.L. I thought it was L.U.
Yeah,
well, whatever. I discovered
William Aaron Lamont.
Yule. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Lamont. So babe, now you got to tell them what happened on your end when you were in jail and God asked you.
Y'all know she ain't write me back.
Who would you? I didn't.
She ain't even write me back.
I didn't.
Poured out my heart.
Did.
And she ain't write me back.
Didn't.
So around, at this time, me and the young lady who I was with, she does what, people who are in prison with people, she did what she do.
Yeah.
And, I was really bothered. And I remember I went to God and I was sitting in my my cell, and I began to pray, and I said, God, I don't want a bunch of women. I said, I just want, one woman. If I have one woman that's for me, I'll give my all to her in an audible voice, just like I'm talking to you now. And, I'm on Sunday, I'll be giving my testimony, and you'll find out that God has been speaking to me in an audible, like almost an audible voice from that point until even now. And he said, who would you have? He asked just like that, not who do you want to be with? Who would you have? And I feel in my heart of hearts, at that time, I could have said anybody, and God would have arranged it. You know what I mean? I really do believe that. And I didn't know her last name, but I said Kiwana. Now, she didn't even write me back, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Now, why you want to keep harping on that?
You know what I mean? Because I think that was poop. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest with you. I mean, if y'all would have got this letter, you know what I mean? Like, man, I could write. You know what I mean? So, but
it was a beautiful letter.
But she never wrote me back, so I didn't have no way of getting in contact with her. Didn't hear nothing else from her. When I came home,
but he told God that he would have me.
Yeah,
right?
I said.
So wait. So now I don't know he's coming home. His sister, Joelle, she shows up out of the clear blue sky at my job. And I'm like, what are you doing here, Joelle? And she's like, oh, I'm bringing Gary to this program. I'm like, oh, I work at the program. She's like, I'll be right back. So she starts to walk in the building. I was working at Steele School at the time. And she says, oh, by the way, anybody who knows Joelle, y'all know she loud. She said, oh, my brother's home. Or no, my brother's coming home. That's what she said. And I was like, what? And she was like, my brother's coming home. And then she just kept walking. She never even turned back and looked at me. I'm standing there with my cousin and Tori. She says, and I gave her a look. And she said, why are you looking like that? And I was like, I don't care about Lamont coming home. She was like, you do. And so when Joelle came back out, I said, well, when is he coming home? She was like, oh, he's going to be home. Now, mind you, he was going for
like 4.5 years.
4.5, 5 years or something like that. And mind you, prior to that, I hadn't seen him.
We didn't see each other for probably about 2 years.
No, it was longer than that. You were going all those time, plus the time prior to that. So I hadn't seen you in it was years. So Joelle says he's home. When she comes out, I ask her, when is he coming? She says soon. The next time she comes, like maybe a week later that I ran into her, she gives me a telephone number and was like, Lamont's home. Here you go. So I'm like pacing back and forth, but I'm super excited because I'm like, I do really want to talk to him. And so I'm like, should I call? And then I'm like, I just can't resist. I got to call. So, ring, ring. And then what'd you say?
I said, hello.
And I said, hey, Lamont. And you said, and I said, oh, I know you got so many women calling. I'm sure you don't know who this is, because he always had a lot of women.
I said, I know who this is. But
he said it with a deep, let me tell y'all, when he said, he took a deep breath it was from the guts, okay? And he said, I know who this is. And it was like a sigh. And I said, who? And he said, Kiwana. And it was like, when he said that, I'm going to be honest, to my question, when we talked about who fell in love first, that's when I knew, not fell in love, but that's when I knew that I loved you. Because when he said Kiwana, y'all don't understand how many women Lamont had. Like, so I can tell you. So I can tell you, and let me tell y'all something. It's crazy. We were together from that point on
until
now,
until the current day. We never separated from that point. She came and picked me up, and it was a wrap. But I know I fell in love with her when we were teenagers. Okay, so, I'm telling y'all the truth. We used to, I used to be into some things, man. And I used to take these trips. And I used to take these
You
trips.
sounded like you was going on vacation, but okay.
I mean, that's just let them think we was on vacation. Take these trips.
I got you.
And these trips were starting to stress me out. So what I would do is I would get nice. I would get nice and tipsy just to be able to do it. That tells you, how when something you're not supposed to do something. And I remember one time I had really probably drank a little too much, and I came home and I came up in my room or whatever, and she came over or whatever, and it's the way that she dealt with me. She dealt with me in such a tender way. I remember, I don't want to.
It's okay. We're being real.
I remember how she got me ready to go to bed because I needed to go to bed.
You needed to go to bed.
And I would do different things with her. I would leave money certain places and tell her where it is and wait to see whether it would be touched or, you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
And I would come back and it would be to the penny. She wouldn't touch anything. And I remember that the night that she, laid me in the bed. You know what I mean? I knew then that she had a tenderness that I wanted to be a part of my existence. You know what I mean? And she had a tenderness, and it's hard to explain, but I think it was at that point that I knew that I loved her. So I probably loved her prior to her loving me.
You know what's crazy?
According to her story.
Based on the conversation that we said we were having tonight, which was like, take it back to the beginning so that you can remember, I literally am about to cry. Because marriage, like the reason why we were doing a lighthearted show tonight is because, what marriage can be a lot, but it can also be so rewarding. But one of the biggest things that we wanted to talk about was the fact that marriage shouldn't always be bad. Like every conversation that a person has about marriage, there are lots and lots and lots and years of teachable moments, but there are times that you have to take it back to the basics. And us kind of reliving what we went through as teenagers and seeing that pure, raw love for one another, y'all.
It was raw.
We had a pure.
It was raw.
Okay.
It was
I'm
raw.
live. So, no, I can't. I'm trying. Okay. I'm tough.
Be professional, B.
Not be professional.
Be professional.
Okay, so listen. All right. Okay. On the real. So, sometimes you have to be reminded of
going back.
Them stories
will call you to evoke emotions.
Yeah.
That are sometimes numb. You become numb. I'm going to tell you some of the things that it cause you to be numb.
Wow.
Kids and everything that they require. We have I was a football coach for over 12 years. So I'm taking care of boys all over, and I'm running from this place to that place, and then everything that everyone needs, all of their needs, and making sure that everyone is in the place where they're supposed to be. That you get while managing a job,
right?
You get inundated with so many things that this pure love that we're expressing right now has a callus that grows over it.
That's the fact.
You understand what I mean? Going down memory lane, having an opportunity to go back and actually think about how did we come together? It's the same thing. Some of y'all that got hard feet, you got hard feet on the bottom. If you got hard feet,
serious
if you have hard feet on the bottom,
why are you always obsessed with the hard feet?
If you got that at the back of your heel,
my
God, you got to shave the back.
He talked about feet a lot.
You got to shave the back of your heel like this, right? Essentially, what we're doing tonight is because you know what? There's a foot underneath that.
Yeah.
And there's love underneath. all the calluses that life brings to us.
Bro, stop.
Jobs,
Callous analogy,
children. Listen to this. Individual growth.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean? We had to give each other space to even grow individually.
Yeah, that's so true.
Sometimes you wake up and you be like, who are you?
Yo, Norman is so silly. He's ashy.
You know what I'm saying? He said, who are you? You know what I mean? At times, there were times in the course of this 20 some odd years where I know she looked at me and like, yo, who is this dude?
Yeah.
Because we're evolving. And that's the thing about marriage.
Just said not the hard callous.
Just because you're in marriage does not mean you don't continue to evolve.
That's right.
And you have to give your mate space to adjust to your evolution. Mm-hmm. But sometimes when you're giving people space, you can feel like you're losing them.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know,
so yeah,
this is why we chose
wanted to come back. Yeah, take it back to the basics.
So we can go to the next.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the next question because I got a little whiny and that was crazy, but it was real. So what you trying to say? Those
I'm trying to say that's the callous that we just.
Oh, I was about to say don't do that.
You know what I mean? I never said nothing.
Because you said we're
about
your feet. Okay, yeah.
I never said nothing.
Anyway. Where do we go on our first date? Those of you out there, where did y'all go on your first date? I remember it was when you came home from prison.
Okay.
The first real date, because we had a couple dates that wasn't really dates, but you know what that's all about. The real date was Applebee's.
Wow, yeah, that was our spot.
And we took Lemire.
And Lemire,
we took my nephew Lemire.
My nephew Lemire, Melissa's son. He was just a baby.
He was a baby. He was literally in the.
Let me tell you something. Y'all think he quiet now? He was quiet then too. He didn't cry.
He was in the carrier, and Lemire is 20.
He's almost 10.
He's Nia's 21. Lemire's a few years older than Nia, so like
25.
He's like 24, maybe.
Yeah.
He was a baby, like in the carrier, and that was our first date. Applebee's.
We would do everything at our favorite neighborhood Applebee's.
We loved it.
Applebee's on 22.
That was our favorite.
Let me tell you something. I proposed to her at Applebee's on 22.
No lie.
I had him close the spot.
Definitely did.
So I could propose to her because we went to Applebee's so much. But was that our first date?
That was literally our first actual date.
Because I recall.
Where you recall?
When you first, like I told y'all, from that time where she said I was on the phone, I said, go Kiwana. When I said that to her, she came and picked me up, and we went on an excursion. You don't remember that?
Baby, that wasn't a date.
That wasn't a date?
Babe, that's not.
You were just looking for a hotel?
I was about to say, what? Are you kidding me? That wasn't a date.
I thought that was a date. We rode around for hours,
baby,
yo.
we were on a full-blown mission that didn't have nothing to do with no date.
I thought it was a...
Babe, that's not a date.
I thought it was a date. You know. But I guess I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Babe, I'm talking about we were on an excursion. We went down to Lebanon. We drove.
There was a car expo.
But it wasn't a date.
We couldn't get a
We couldn't get a hotel in Harrisburg, so we ended up riding all the way down Lebanon for a hotel. You know, now that was not a date. What did Norm say? Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
We start acting up.
No, ain't no acting up. See how you take it too far? He never knows how to stop. Always goes too far. Anyway, so that wasn't a date.
Okay, legit. So I think legitimately Applebee's.
Applebee's, okay. Yeah. So what was our first love song? You guys, what was your first love song? I believe that for me, the love song, the song that you feel like was your couple's song.
So she comes from a very musical family, but you would be surprised to know she didn't know a lot of music, yo. Like a lot of musical artists and things of that nature. Whereas then I did have a lot of I like a lot of old music and things of that nature. And I put her on to Donny Hathaway. He did. You know what I mean?
He taught me how to play chess. And we would sit and listen to Donny Hathaway. We would play chess.
I've been so many places.
That's the song right there.
Life and time.
Yeah, that John right there was our song.
Sung a lot of songs.
Oh, concert?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Pastor.
So that song.
That was our song. I felt like that was our song.
Yeah.
Singing this song to you, what was the actual title? Singing this. Singing this. I know he would always say, "And I'm singing this song to you," but I don't know the title. But that's what it was. Check out that song. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Okay, we're wrapping it up, guys, because we've been on for a minute. But I think y'all are enjoying it.
No,
y'all are
they ain't tripping. They ain't tripping. I ain't tripping.
I ain't tripping either. So, let's see. Who is more stubborn? Now, y'all answer that question. Who is more stubborn? Me or him? I'm waiting for the responses. Who's more stubborn? Me or him?
Yep. What she say?
I can't tell. I can't tell. Sabrina said something.
Those of you who know us.
No, stay. Oh, wait. Oh, I think it's a little bit behind. Who is who's more stubborn, y'all? I think they have a lag.
Who's the more stubborn out of the two?
Sis. Oh, Norma says Steph. You keep. Oh, you gotta work early, faster. I have no clue. Okay, Veronica. Lord help me. Come on and tell the truth and shame the devil, somebody. Sabrina said pastor. Come on. Because see, Sabrina been around us. Dominique said Key. Norma said Lady Key. Jessica said you, Kiki. Yvette McWhite said, I love it. Y'all something else.
Yeah.
But
no,
who?
I would.
No. We're gonna wait. I want to see what Veronica says. I want to because Sabrina been at our house. Sabrina's been at her home.
You already spoke. You already voted.
She done
Sabrina.
ate Thanksgiving dinner. So Sabrina, because Sabrina wants people to know that. Tell them, Sabrina.
You're the reason why they got voting rules.
Tell them, Sabrina. Let me see. Veronica said, "Bro."
Fontaine around.
No. Veronica said bro. Sabrina said bro. Now.
And look at how many people, there's about 4 you.
But listen to this.
Jessica said you. Norm
okay, so
said
listen.
you.
So listen.
Dominique said you.
Not him saying amen. No, so listen, Norman, I need to come to dinner. That's right.
Okay, we got you. I got something for you. I got something for you.
So
bro.
listen. Now, it's the ones who really know. Now let's be real. Who's more stubborn?
Who's that?
Yeah, she said pastor. Who's more stubborn? And that's be honest.
Kiki, amen.
No. Who's more stubborn? And we're going to be honest. Who's more stubborn, you or me?
I really listen to me. I really think it could go either way, yo. Mm-hmm. Both of us, if we have our heels dug in, mm-hmm. It could really go either way.
But which one of us is always going to probably release it quicker than the other one?
I probably say. That's why maybe me.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's not like 100%.
It's you. The equation would be 60-40.
I'll go 60-40.
60-40. He's definitely more stubborn than I am. I'm the type that I like to I don't like to linger on with conflict. He can linger, like Lamont could be mad at me and be mad at me, like he may still talk, but you know that he's in his feelings. I may be in my feelings, but I'm ready to let's move past that. I don't hold. Oh, Jonathan's on here.
What he say?
And he said Lamont.
Well, come on, this start, baby. You know what I mean?
These are the folks that know. These are the ones that I'm just wanting people to tell the truth. That's all. You know what I mean?
Come on, start. Baby.
That's all. That's it. Okay, so now y'all know he's definitely more stubborn than me. Okay, the next question, guys. Remember you're asking your partners these as well.
Yes, we'll be doing the same thing.
Who wakes up first on the weekends? Who, if we both had a day off, who's going to get up first? I think they lag a little bit behind us.
I don't believe in sleeping in.
Yeah, he don't believe in sleeping. Let me tell you what my husband thinks is sleeping in. If you sleep to 9 o'clock, he'll start saying stuff like he'll saying stuff to the boys like men don't sleep in.
Lazy, yo.
If you don't let my son sleep,
straight up, I'll be with that lazy stuff.
Yo, let me tell you something. If you don't let my son sleep, he will tell the boys, men get up.
Yeah, we get up.
Sir.
Men don't have the luxuries of sleeping in. We don't have the luxury of sleeping in.
Listen, it's a Saturday.
There's always something for us to do. On Saturdays, there's something for us to do. Holidays, there's something for us to do. We don't never got the luxury of sleeping in.
And that's why people get tired and gray early. You know what I'm going to do? I'm sleeping in. Now, mind you, I can't sleep all day. Like, I don't know people who say, I just been in bed all day. Unless you're sick, I get that. But just to be asleep all day, I can't do that. But Jonathan said he's up and dressed before you get up. Absolutely. Norma said, Mont falls asleep in meetings at 4 p.m. Because he up so early. Thank you. Yeah, talking about real men wake up. And you know what? They crash too because you're tired. You're tired.
It's going to work for me tomorrow, brother. You're going to get out the office tomorrow.
Lazy men don't eat. Proverbs says it. Jessica said.
That's right, Jessica. I can always
Jessica, come on. We gotta.
It's stone with you.
Amen. Dominic say, amen. I agree, bro. Y'all too strong for me. Y'all strong. Jeremiah, what did Jeremiah say? The most remembered trip.
He said, get up.
Oh, he said, Jeremiah said, what's the most memorable trip we took without the kids lately? Yikes. Yeah, don't come tapping all up in our business, Jeremiah, because it's been a minute. So that sounds like something that Veronica's going to co-sign.
We're trying to send them to college so we can have time to kick it.
That part. So yeah, we're not good with that, but we're working on it. We are trying. We've been going on date nights. I think we've been doing a lot better to make it a point to.
We have not slipped,
but not travel, like we haven't slipped away. So on to the next question, guys. Here we go. Who is more of the jokester?
I am.
You're definitely more the jokester. And Lamont knows how to joke that's funny, but he also knows how to joke that's not funny. And then he is still laughing at it, and like it becomes more picking than joking, but his laugh gets more obnoxious with it, and so it makes me even madder. And then what happens is he'll get kids on his side.
Boys got
it. So
my boys got it.
They've learned it, and he'll do this laugh. Do the laugh that you do that.
I don't know what you mean.
When it's faking, you'll go, and it's like, yo, he's so annoying. Yeah, he's definitely more the jokester. All right, let's see. What's the next question? I don't know why this thing keeps kicking me out. Okay, the next question. Not too many more, guys. Not too many more. It says, who is more of the saver and who is more of the spender? I'm more of the saver, hands down.
I'm more of the saver.
I am going to try to hold on to $5 for 5 years.
Yeah.
He is going to be annoyed that I'm trying to.
I don't necessarily think that it's like the best thing in the world, though. Because sometimes I'll have to be like, yo, go buy such and such. Go buy. She'll complain about something. And that I'm not going to complain about. I'm going to buy scarves. Buy scarves. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to complain. I'm going to buy scarves.
So let me just say, I will be honest. At the beginning of a relationship, he was way more like frivolous, like before kids and things like that. He was just spending money. But the maturity came in when we realized like how we handle our bills. Like everybody has to have their own routine in their home, and he realized so the bills get paid. He makes sure that the bill money is there and things like that. But I do admire, and I did take from him a little bit more of like, if you work, you should be able to go buy something for yourself. And he did have to kind of teach me that, because he would get frustrated because I'm frustrated that I don't have stuff. And he's like, yeah, but you can go buy it. I wouldn't buy it because I was so accustomed to holding on to money. And because I was used to not having, like, you know, just kind of being tight, and I didn't like that idea. And so I did learn more to like, no, you treat yourself. So you did teach me that. Like you did, watching you just carefree. I'm going to go get what I want. You know, within our means, did teach me that. So I will honestly say that I think we've both grown in that way. And what was the first concert we went to together? I remember this. You remember? Was it here or was it somewhere else?
I remember going to a concert somewhere else, but I don't know if that was the first. Was that the first concert?
That was our first. I took him on his birthday one year to surprise him on his birthday. He loves Nas.
Yeah,
The rapper Nas. He is hands down a Nas fan. And
judge me if you like.
yeah, and I surprised him one year. It was a long time ago, but either
Nas,
way, it was Nas, but it ended up being Nas. It was Redman, Method Man, Erykah Badu.
I love Bilal. Bilal was
Bilal. Yeah, like that was so many years ago, but we had a ball. We had a ball. It was in Baltimore.
It wasn't in Baltimore.
Yeah, it was in yeah, it was in Maryland.
It was in Maryland, but not Baltimore.
Oh, where at though?
Yeah, it was out in the outskirts.
The outskirts of Maryland. Oh, so yeah, somewhere down there. But we went down there. We had like a hotel. We stayed the night before. We went out to eat. And then we met my sister Kia and her husband Ed, my brother Ed. Yeah, we met them down there. Yeah. So that was fun. That was years ago, but that was our first like actual concert. Together. Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, I would say concert because when we went to see Tamlin Ramsey.
Yeah, we went to see Tamlin Ramsey.
She's a gospel artist, but that wasn't.
Y'all remember Tamlin Ramsey?
She could sing.
You remember her?
She could sing.
Yeah, she was bad.
But Dominique said their first concert was Mary in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was Tara Lynn Ramsey. We went first.
Yeah, we might have went to hers first. That was like I guess that was a concert.
Yeah. That was a concert.
Okay, and the last question is, who met whose family first?
You met my family first because you knew Joelle.
Well, no, let's not include Joelle. She's just literally been around from the beginning. But like,
she's family though.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, like as a whole though, like who took who to meet like the bulk of the family first? I think I took you to my mom and like an event at my mom and my family's house first before I met your family. Yeah, I did. Cause my mom was like, oh, like you're a keeper because my daughter don't keep no guys. Like she when somebody does one thing wrong, she gets rid of them. And I'm looking at her like, can you please not tell my business? And you met my mom before I met your mom.
I don't know, kid.
I did. Cause you met my mom before I met your mom. Because the first time I don't know. We're not gonna tell that story, but it wasn't really a great one. But yeah. So nevertheless,
I tell you what.
I met her family first. Dominique said he met Karen's family first.
Okay. Yeah. I tell you what. I got the best in-law in the world. I got mother-in-law is so dope. It's a blessing to have a mother-in-law like my mother-in-law. You know what I mean? And yeah, I have a great, like my in-laws, my sisters are great. Kia was always super cool. I think Mookie, me and Mookie is my girl. You know what I mean?
Y'all connected on like that Mookie, music, like the CDs.
We would sit around and go CD for CD.
Yeah.
You know, she's a real music head, and then Melissa, Melissa's about to get married. She was always young and crunk. You know.
And I love you, Joelle. If you're on here, because I think she was on here earlier. So we met each other's family throughout the course of life, and we had many ups and downs, but we're still standing. So that's the blessing. So now that the questions are wrapped up, we just have a couple final words that we want to say, and we want to again bring it back to why we decided this evening that we wanted to do a show like this, because we realized that marriage isn't just about surviving. It's not about surviving storms. It's about enjoying the calm together as well. While you can talk about many things in marriage, you can, it's good when you can give people relatable information to get over their hurdles, but it can't always be negative. You have to remember why you fell in love in the first place, and why is that important.
And for those of you who are recently married, I'm telling you that life has a way of causing you to forget sometimes. You know what I mean? If I'm being totally honest with you. And it's nothing that you're doing on purpose. It's nothing that any one of you are doing on a purposeful level. Mm-hmm. But there's just so much that goes into life and having family. And then you have a situation like ours. If you commingle that with ministry, it's just it can become really really tough. You end up giving yourself to so many different things. You give yourself to your kids. You can give yourself to your congregation. You can give yourself to your job. So it's important that you make sure that the piece of you that is given to your mate is the largest piece. That's your responsibility.
Yes.
But oftentimes it does not happen.
I love you guys.
Okay, so going down memory lane, remembering why you got together and what has really caused you to stay together this long. It really helps to bring fresh memories into your mind, and helps you to understand that through it all, I would, if I had a choice, I would do it all again, because I remember now the reason for everything.
And I want to say this as well, to newlyweds or to people who have been, hanging on by a thread, people who are in love in their relationship. God didn't design marriage for survival either. He designed it for companionship, for laughter, and for purpose. When friendship stays alive, love stays strong, it stays soft, and even in the hard seasons, you guys will find your way back to one another. Oftentimes, even in our marriage, we found ourselves in survival mode. But when you're in survival mode, you're not always thinking straight. When you're in survival mode, consider it. When you think about look at the shelves today. People, with this storm that's coming, if you're in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, you know about the storm that's coming. I went to the store for some bread, and I wasn't even rushing to get it. I was just getting it because I needed it for the house tonight. And when you look at the shelves, it look like people are in survival mode. They're out there, they're running crazy, trying to just grab anything. I guarantee you, people aren't even putting full meals together in their minds. They're just grabbing things that they think that they'll be able to use. And it's the same thing until they get home and they look at the stuff, they lay it out and they realize, I didn't grab bread, I didn't grab this, but I don't have butter. I grab peanut butter, but I don't have jelly, because you're in survival mode. You're just considering, what do I need to get to make it through? That's what marriage looks like when you're in survival mode. You're just hanging on by a thread. You're not really communicating properly. You're not taking the time to hear one another. But God didn't design marriage for that. He put Lamont and I together for a purpose. And while we didn't always understand that purpose, I thank God that I have breath in my body today, that he has breath in his body today, that the areas where we went wrong, we could try to make them right today and moving forward. We don't have to live in the place that we were when it was a mess. We don't have to live in that. And don't let people tell you because their marriage failed that your marriage has to fail. You can have some deep moments like we did, and you can come back. And it ain't perfect, but you can come back.
And I tell you, you cannot. Sometimes people feel like, I'll wait till the kids get older and then we'll have time for one another. But if you're not periodically taking a trip down memory lane, you'll go to try to do that when the kids are out of the house, and you'll be so far apart that it'll be it becomes hard to even put things together again. We, like she said, it was never God's intention to just give us a life. Our parents gave us life. But he said, I don't come to give you life, but I come to give you life more abundant. So he doesn't come to offer marriage, but he comes to offer marriage more abundant, a more abundant marriage. But in order for that to take place, you have to include him in your marriage.
Amen.
He has to be a vital part of what is necessary to keep you going, keep you together, and keep you sustained. If you allow God to be that connecting piece, you're always going to end up successful, and you're always going to have what is necessary to stand through your fiery furnace.
Amen. So we thank y'all for joining in. As I state every week, I'm just going to give you guys a couple places that you guys can follow us. I want y'all to understand that we're not asking you to follow Kiwana and to follow Lamont. We're asking you guys to be a part of a journey of God reconciling a marriage that was once lost, a marriage that was once divided, that we were at a place in our marriage that we didn't know where we were going to go, and if we were going to go, it wasn't going to be together. We want you guys to be a part of this journey because we want people to know that you're not by yourself. You're not in marriage alone. The happy times, the bad times, we're trying to create a community. And yes, people sometimes down the whole influence, but guess what? Every eye that comes to me and every eye that comes to him, we are hoping that it turns people back to Christ. Because I can tell you right now, without God, I am nothing, and this relationship would have been a wrap. And I believe that it goes both ways. He would say the same thing. And so when I'm asking you guys to follow us, I'm asking you to follow us as we follow Christ. And so some of the places that you guys can connect with us is on our Instagram. If you're not following our Instagram page, please do. There you will find clips of date nights, and we do Tasty Tuesday meals and stuff like that. So that is at the Yules. Let me see what it is. Hold on, because I may have just changed it.
365.
I think, is that what
YouTube.
Instagram is? Hold on.
I don't know what Instagram is.
Instagram. Hold on, because I think I may have changed the Instagram name to match the YouTube name so that people weren't getting so confused. Hold on. So it's the.Yules. So the THE.EWELLS. And then the name is the Yules 365. So you can find us on Instagram. Check us out on there. And then, yes, someone asked us, Sadie's. Yes. Sadie's, our YouTube channel is the Yules 365. So the same thing our Instagram
you remember
is.
Mercedes?
Is that Mercedes? Mercedes, that's Tamika's daughter?
No,
I can't see from here.
That's Sadie's from The Brethren.
Oh, I didn't know who. I could see Sadie's from afar, but we had to push the camera back a little bit. So you see us doing that is because we can't really read and see who's on there, because some of the videos, once we put them on YouTube, it was like, wow, the camera's right in our mouth. So we're getting it together, y'all. We working out the kinks. But hey, Sadie's. But it's the Yules 365. And then we're working on a TikTok as well. But we are going to be doing some marriage things. I know we're doing our ministry marriage this weekend for the first time in our in-house ministry marriage. But I know that Norm and his wife coming, but it's...
Yeah, but I tell you what, if you feel compelled to come, you're all welcome to come.
Absolutely. We're going to have a date and a time. We'll put it on our page.
3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock on Saturday, but I'm not sure. It may...
Church.
Oh, you want to do it at the church? Because I was thinking we could use my clubhouse.
No, that's not what
You want to do it in the church? So anyway, just follow along. And then, like I said, check out our pages. Stay tuned to what we have going on, and like, love, subscribe, whatever you choose to do. And then remember, on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. we come with the live Fiery Furnace. If you have a question that you want to ask and you don't want people to know who you are, it doesn't matter what it is. Send it to us in our inbox, and we will say the question out loud, and we'll go over it as a unit.
Yeah,
anything you got to say before we get out?
No, thanks for spending time with us, man.
Yes.
It's always a blessing to have our friends and our family spend time with us. You are what makes this fun. This interaction is really dope, and I want people to know that your family is more than the people in your household, but it's those who love Christ and those who know that He is Christ.
Right.
You can consider us family, and we consider you family. So keep us in prayer.
Please do.
We're going to take our son to college tomorrow to commit. So I'm praying traveling mercies over us, and we'll continue to pray for you in return. So God bless you, and thank you for your time this evening.
Have a good evening, y'all.
Next week,
Yep.
the Lord's will.
Thank you guys for joining. We love y'all. Good night.